Hey. All right. Sound check, sound check. All right. Boys, we're live. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the video. So, we are seeing BTC filling the 4-hour CME gap that has been left behind on January 2nd. Last week, we have warned you that this would happen if BTC fails to climb more to 100K. A potential retest, worst case scenario would be that gap fill, and it has filled. Now, remember, we are still bullish. We have flipped bullish. We think BTC can attack 100K and more again. This has put a lot of ease for me. Okay, if we can continue to grind up for the rest of this week, accepting above 93K, then the prospects of attacking 100K for BTC is much more likely. So at least, phew, we don't need to see, or at least we don't have the CME gap lurking anymore. And as of what I've said, pretty good reaction. That 4-hour close bullish. Then the subsequent 4-hour candle also closed bullish currently for the CME futures. Okay, and I think 93K has to come. I mean, it must come because this week, wait, not for the CME. This week for BTC, we opened the week immediately pushed bearish off of the reaction of Trump's Greenland story and the US giving the green light to Japan for Forex intervention. There is no top wick. Okay, how often do you see a weekly candle without a top or bottom wick? Even a small wick can be there. You see, okay, this case here, there is a small wick. September 2024, but what happened in the next 2 weeks? It flipped bullish, right? This is the sort of move we want to see. This week immediately open, 8 a.m. Asia session open, flip bearish, right? So it's imperative we see this week to flip bullish and continue on higher. That is what I'm hoping for. So for the time being, when we're scalping, right, I'm scalping right now, gap filled, we have our position in, stops just below 87K to at least target 93K because there is that gap there again at 93K. Okay, now call me a delusional bull. You cannot disrespect the odds of the CME gap. Statistically, in 2025, 80% of the gaps get filled. I was not a believer of the CME gap until this had happened. Okay, September 2025, you remember BTC had a pullback after it made a high of 124K on the spot market, on the futures market, pulled back, and from here, from late September to October 6th, created a new high, right? BTC was at 126K. And from here, one of our, VIP members, Home Daddy, right? Home Daddy, by the way, if you don't know, he is 2023 Bybit #1. This is the champion of the Bybit WSOT champion back in 2023. Those were the hard days, right? He rarely trades, but he only trades when he sees a good opportunity. And from there, he saw BTC was very overextended towards the upside. And he's like, yo, Ron, I'm going to short this. I'm like, what? Why are you shorting? Like, we have a new high. Are you shorting the pullback? He's like, no, I'm going to target the CME gap. I'm like, man, Boomer, what are you talking about? CME gap, right? He's like, there's a CME gap right there at 111K to 110K. Hey, he say 70 to 90%. Gaps get filled, so I'm just gonna target there. Good condition. We're very overextended, and a pretty good setup to short. So he shorted, and he TP'd. He made 2 million off of that shorts. And from then on, I had to put some respect on his name. I'm like, damn, yeah. CME gaps must be respected. If the odds are very high, you don't really want to bet against it, right? So now we're seeing the bottom gap filled. We have another gap on the upside towards 93K. So I think it's inevitable that price will come towards 93K to fill that gap. But the question is, what will BTC do if BTC fills that gap and hits 93K? Will it continue on higher? That's what we want to see. Base case is, of course, we accept above 93K. Now this is the lowest that I would go for. I'm okay if BTC accepts above 93K because this was the yearly open of 2025. 93K was a significant sell wall during December. Every time price came towards 93K during late December, it just gets immediately rejected there, right? Not here, 93K. Okay, here, late December, whenever it coils to, oh, not even 93K, like, oh yeah, here, sorry, early December coils up to 93K, immediate rejection here. So what we're hoping to see is if we do fill that CME gap at 93K this time towards the upside, this is the least that we go for. Okay, this is good. If we range here, good. All right, if we pump from here immediately, V-shaped reversal to 100K, even better, right? But what we don't want to see is reject that 93K, then come down towards here, because this gap fill is also in line with the POC here. Let me see. POC of the CME futures. Well, the POC was here, but during these times, the POC was here, which makes sense because even without a volume profile, you can see price just ranged here a lot. So this was deemed fair value for buyers and sellers during the month of December. Okay. So where's the new POC now? Okay. So at least reclaim 90K, then push up towards to 93K to fill that gap, and should be good, right? And also another thing why I am bullish is simply because of Trader SZ. All right, every Trader SZ is the GOAT of swing trading. He's been in the game for 15 years. Before trading crypto, he was trading forex. He was trading the traditional markets. He was trading, stocks. And I've been following him for a long time now, and his swing calls are really good. And every time, right, he would tweet a lot of stuff, right? He would say bounce, whatever. If you follow Trader SZ, you know what I'm talking about. But if he screenshots his position, showing you where his stop loss is and where his take profit is, he's in the game, right? He's in the game. So it's very clear as day that his stop loss is just below 80K. That's a very clear invalidation. That was the low in November, right? As long as price do not close below 80K, we're still good. We're still good. And he's targeting 126K. Okay, so that's his opinion, and you're like, okay, it's just Trader SZ's opinion. But wait, you also have, okay, capital flows. If you don't know who capital flows is, this is CT's finest macro analysis. No glaze, not even glazing. This guy does not do technical analysis. He only uses macro as confluence for his trades. He looks at the environment and he thinks, is it bullish or is it bearish? If it's bullish, I'm gonna go for a long. If it's bearish, I'll go for a short. So he posted on January 12th that he's bullish for Bitcoin. And even now, when price is going against his favor, currently in drawdown for capital flows, he's saying nothing has changed in my view on Bitcoin yet. I want to see how we trade, though, through the economic data this week as we approach FOMC. So we got FOMC coming when? CME. We got FOMC coming in less than 8 days. So next week, FOMC meeting will come out. And a lot of the consensus is they'll just hold the rates at 3.5 to 3.75%. So big whoop, no surprise there, okay? But eventually, he's still bullish, right? He's saying we are marginally off sides and we will see if we move back on sides or move down lower to the stop out level. It's the same thesis as well as a technical analyst would go for, right? He's saying if price comes towards 83K, then he is invalidated. He accepts that and he's saying, okay, then it doesn't seem bullish as it is, right? But he says, still, nothing has changed in my view on Bitcoin yet. And he's targeting 126K. And now here, if you don't believe me, why capital flows is goated? Because I remember back in August, he says long BTC. This is August 7th, 2025. I said if CT's best macros analyst says to long BTC, you long BTC. He doesn't do technical analysis. He just looks at the environment, right? So August 7th, 2025, long. His target 130K, right? So this was August 6th, his position, right? Because August 7th Hong Kong time, 2 a.m. So let's see where BTC was on August 7th, 2025. August 7th, 2025. August 6th, August 7th, right here, right? August 6th, August 7th, he had his long here at 115K. Then a few days later, new all-time high, 124K, right? On August 14th. Okay, so I believe in his conviction. He looked at the environment then and he said, it's good to long, right? Long at the top. It's okay, let's follow that, right? So if he says to long, it's giving me even more confidence, right? We're flipping bullish. However, the counter arguments to be made is for USDT dominance. This one worried me, man. Last week, we were at 5.8% for USDT dominance. 5.8% for USD, yeah, as low as 5.6% for USDT dominance, breaking these lows. A pullback is expected, which I have said to fill 50%, but it gone ahead and created an even newer high. We're back towards the gray box, the macro resistance for USDT dominance. In case you don't know what USDT dominance is, every time USDT dominance goes up, price goes down for Bitcoin and every other crypto, because you buy crypto with USDT, you sell crypto for USDT. So it seems a lot of selling has happened during these past few days, and this is a break of structure now. Like yeah, this is new low, but it's come back up towards here, and it happened really fast too. So it seems like we are accepting above 6%. Just looking at purely at USDT dominance alone, this has been invalidated. Okay, so it's a bit of a divergence from BTC's price. BTC is still holding higher high, higher low structure. So it's all right there, but USDT dominance, this is a very good confluence that I have been using for scalping, but on the high time frame, it's going against my favor. So this is the part that is worrying me a bit. So today is in the red for USDT dominance, of course, because BTC has seen a very aggressive sell-off in the past few days. Speaking of aggressive sell-offs, by the way, I've been noticing Australia session, we're seeing a lot of sells. When BTC went going ahead to fill that gap, it all happened in the span of 1 minute. This was 6:33 a.m. Hong Kong time. Every markets are closed, well, except for the 24-hour centralized exchanges and perp dexes. But we're talking about the traditional markets. We're talking about the what's it called? The even CME futures, right? The dump that happened on Monday was CME futures led. Monday, right? This entire move here was CME futures led, opened on at 7 a.m. But this was 6:33 a.m. This has to be native crypto side. Somebody offloaded a lot of Bitcoin during this time at 6:33 a.m. Hong Kong time. Okay, now AI said there's no single source that triggered this, but I say bullshit. This has to be one player, because this happened in 1 minute. Someone sold a big bag of Bitcoin during that time, which triggered also liquidations for the longs, which caused this 1 minute candle. Maybe they were like, yo, man, maybe they are long. I'd like to think it like that, like they are long, but I think maybe CT is waiting for that gap to fill, right? They're waiting for that gap to fill. So let me just do that thing just to fill the gap. Then we go back up and above. So currently we are starting. We are at the levels of the few hours before that move had happened. So this moved. It's nice to see at least it's coiling up like this. So it's constant bids from the spot side. And let's look how the spot is doing. Demand from spot. So looking at BTC 1 hour for the aggregated spot order book depth. So yes, price has crashed a lot, but during that time, yo, stop refreshing. Okay. All right, price has crashed a lot, right? From 93, 92 here. They're still buying on spot, and the delta is not small. You have 36 mil. You have like the difference in delta between asks and bid. You have 36 mil, 87 mil. These are big ones. 50 mil, right? So they are picking up Bitcoin on spot. I think they're just staying away from futures for now, because futures is like hella crazy. Look at this. A lot of shorts piling in when BTC came to 89K for shorts 5 hours ago, but looks like delta has flipped back bullish again. But I wouldn't put too much weight on aggregated futures order book depth. I'd put more weight for aggregated spot order book depth. Okay. Anita Cho, more crashing coming. Man, I'm not ignoring you. I see you, dog. I see you. Timujin. Oh yeah. That's how today's got me feeling, okay? Alright. And also, like, boys, I think this is the easiest place because we're backed up against the corner here. It's like when boxing, you're backed up against the corner. It's very clear where our defense is, right? So for BTC, the defense is as clear as day. It is a pretty wide range, but 80k, that's clear as day. 80k, that was the bottom for BTC. All right. If it does break below, then I'm wrong. Then it's invalidated. Clear as day. It's backed against the corner. This is still a very good time to be accumulating BTC and expect a fill of 100k and upwards. Okay, but realistically right now I'm looking more on low time frame, and that gap at 93k has left behind, and you don't want to disrespect that gap. The odds of a gap getting filled, here 93 right here. Okay, on the 4 hour, 93, 92 to 93, that has to come. The question is, what will BTC do if that gaps get filled, right? We want to see it continue higher, but realistically, it'll continue to range, and that's what I still want to see. But what I don't want to see is immediate rejection after 93k. That's not what we want to see, okay, if you're on the bull side. And also, you know, it's still a lot of commitment still from big players, okay? Market is failing, but whales and institutions are buying ETH. Trend Research borrowed, it's not just with their own money, but they borrowed 70 million USDT from Aave and picked up 24,555 ETH worth 75 mil, currently holding 651,000 ETH. So they're still adding more ETH to their bags, and they're holding 651,000 ETH in total. And also you have another OTC whale buying 20,000 ETH via Falcon X and Wintermute. So it's not about the amount, but it's more about the commitment and the methodology they're doing to acquire these funds, right? To acquire these assets, right? So for Trend Research, they're borrowing, shows a lot of commitment. Could they be capitalizing on a leverage move? Yeah, perhaps. But what does that signify? Still a move towards the upside. Maybe not towards 5K. You want to be realistic here, but still a 5 to 10% move for ETH is likely on the horizons for these guys, especially since they're borrowing, right? The cost of borrowing is pretty high. So they need to make up for it, even with a 5 to 10% move for ETH. Where's 5 to 10% move for ETH for us? Let's see, 5 to 10%. Let's say from here to here, 5%. Then base case, they're hoping at least a reclaim of the previous range we had, 3,150. 10%, that'd be 3,300, the range highs of the previous range we have, right? What's from here to here from previous all-time high? 64%. Really high. So you see, you just have to plot this and you can see how much potential there is to the upside. So currently, yes, it looks very gloomy, but zoom out, we're still pretty okay. And it's surprising to see just how fast CT forgets. Don't fall into the crap that CT is spewing out. Just remember, it's all for yapping, right? And yeah, don't be hurt by it. In fact, it's still easy. What's this? Late to join the Bitcoin treasury game, first to leave. We all know what happened. GameStop prepping to dump its Bitcoin. Oh yes, I saw this on the headline too, bro. GameStop they're dumping their Bitcoin treasury. Here's how much BTC they have moved to Coinbase Prime. So they have transferred 2,396 Bitcoin total to Coinbase Prime very recently, yesterday, including 100 BTC. I think this was their initial transfer on January 17th, but yesterday I think they transferred half of their entire Bitcoin holdings. So they have 4,710 Bitcoin in holdings. I wouldn't be bearish by this. Like, bro, they joined the Bitcoin treasury game very late, and right now they're one of the first ones to to sell. I mean, it has to be one thing if you're moving your Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime, you have to sell, right? But I think, well, you're gonna be like the German government during August 2024, right? Remember August 2024? That was the carry trade on one for BTC. Right. During these times, the German government sold. Then a couple of months later, they would have regret that. That's a huge opportunity cost there. So I would not get shaken. I'm not shaken out by this title. They want to dump, then they dump, right? Because if you're in the Bitcoin treasury game, that's the whole point for you, is to hodl Bitcoin, right? Last year in the Bitcoin conference, we attended the Bitcoin conference here in Hong Kong, and there were a lot of names. These are public companies that appeared out of nowhere. I'm like, you're not a crypto company, right? One of them was Prenetics. And I was interviewing them, and they didn't know shit about crypto. But they're like, we're buying Bitcoin because we want our stocks to pump, right? For Prenetics, remember, their stock was at an all-time high at $120 during the height of COVID. And now they're trading at 16. And for GameStop, this looks like a meme coin. This was, right? The dumb money versus smart money, right? Right? Made a new all-time high, $120. This was in 2021. It tried to make a new all-time high again. Not even close, like half, $63. And if you're familiar with this type of setup, it looks like a meme coin where the second wave has happened, but it's not an all-time high. It's just half of the all-time high move, but it declined again. Now GameStop is at $21. I think just, they're moving to Bitcoin treasury because they want a bit more exposure again for their stock, right? So if they're doing this, I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot over the long run. Okay, so maybe... I'm not saying, that this is dumb, but hey, they are a company, so if they have to recoup some losses, then fine. But I'm not shaken out by this title. That's all I have to say. Okay. Let me see anything. Okay. And also, boys, we got some news from the airdrop side. Okay, so if you had been farming drop, this is the liquid staking Atom tokens. Since 2024, we've been in this game since 2024. They have sunsetted their operation, so there is no drop airdrop. Okay, the drop token airdrop is not, but they say they'll think of something to compensate the people who farm drop, right? With the droplets program. So there's an update. At least we get something back. They're going to be distributing 42,000 Atom from the treasury to droplets program participants. Eligible users can claim via the drop UI starting January 23rd. So in 2 days, if you have some droplets, okay, you can see the leaderboard. Just go to their website and check to see if your wallet is on the leaderboard. I think you should qualify for this. But man, 42,000 Atom. How much is Atom right now? It's really low. But it's something. It's okay. Whatever. It's not even 100K. Shit. Okay. Times 42, just to be precise. Oh, it's barely 100K. I think distributed amongst. So they haven't said what the who exactly will qualify, because there are more than 100,000 wallets that have interacted with Drop via liquid staking the Atom and liquid staking the TIA. So are they gonna limit it? Maybe like top 1,000 on the droplets program, because if they're gonna distribute 42,000 amongst 100,000 wallets, it's gonna be pennies again. So yeah, there you go. 100K worth of Atom for approximately 5,000 users, $20 each. So imagine if they include all 100,000 wallets or more, including the bots or at least Smurf accounts. It's even less than $20. I don't like that, but whatever. At least, mad props to them for compensating. So from their treasury too. So is this their entire treasury? But hey, it's like I'm grateful. Okay, I'm thankful. Thank you, Drop. 99% of other protocols would just ghost their community, not say anything, but at least Drop compensated just even something. So mad props to them. All right, let's get to the Q&A. What's up, Note? Rupee to Moon, aka Duka Duke. Dude, I miss your name, bro. Why don't you change it to Duka Duke back again? Rupee to Moon. Sailor bought 0.1% of BTC supply this week alone. Yeah, 0.1% BTC supply is no joke. And the MicroStrategy story going on. Remember, Michael Saylor's vision is in years, in decades. So hold it. And also think the FUD of quantum computing is being spread now on CT. And they're saying that some institutions, some rich people, the boomers, they're selling their Bitcoin because they're like, oh, well, quantum computing is coming back, or like no, it is look, the threat of quantum computing is real. They can hack into the Bitcoin wallet. But bro, if the threat really is real, just remember, right? It's not just Bitcoin wallet, it's not just crypto wallet, but it's your bank account. And nothing will be private anymore if the threat is real. All right. And remember, that's what governments are for. They have to impose some sort of regulation if the threat becomes real. All right. So don't forget that. Llama says, bet none of the fudders had thought of that. Exactly, right? Exactly. It's like the same thing with everything else in the world. Every new tool has great potential, but also big risk, big threats. And that's what the government's for. They have to step in and regulate that shit, right? Even before quantum computing, just hacking alone is the big threat. So just know that banks will get hacked first before Bitcoin wallets, before crypto wallets. You watch Binance video about quantum threat, they've debunked the FUD very clearly. I saw that, but I didn't watch the video. Is it on YouTube or is it on X? And also the quantum computing FUD actually came about in the bear market 2022. There were a lot of articles talking about quantum computing. I think we even did one on box mining. No, we didn't. But yeah, it's been ongoing for a while, so this shouldn't be the reason why we're seeing sell-offs. I feel like it's just thin order books and also basically just manipulation. Altcoin Daily themselves, they're also saying where is it? Yeah, it's obvious. Wall Street is manipulating Bitcoin. I guess this is one of the downsides of inviting the institutions to come to crypto, is they're gonna treat it like, you know, the early days of stock market. So we just have to get along with that. But eventually they'll get exhausted. That's what I think. Gold is out of range. Retailers getting panicked. For sure gonna hit 5,000. Bro, gold right now is just on a tear. It's going to continue to go on a tear as long as Trump keeps doing his thing. This is insane. Like, it's decoupled against everything else. It's doing its own thing. Very insane. Crazy. I think my uncles and aunties are laughing at my altcoin portfolio. They're showing me physical gold. It's like, son, hey beta, look at my gold. Silver too, crazy. 94. Oh, it's new. It can easily break 100 here. It's crazy. Oh my god, what is this again? What do we have to deal with? It was 89.5k earlier. Why is it 89.1 now? Sell-offs. Okay, let's plop up the ATAS order flow and see, are there big players playing right now? Imagine China starts selling gold at 10k and then rug pull all gold investors. Imagine the smell. The smell. Thoughts on Ben Cohen being bearish? Well, you know, Benjamin Cohen is on the camp of 4-year cycle, and that's his thoughts. But you know, me and Michael were saying that I think the 4-year cycle is over, especially with Wall Street coming in now. We're following more of the ISM cycle, the business cycle. So it's no longer native crypto 4-year cycle anymore. And plus, we never had the euphoria phase. I mean, if you are on the 4-year cycle camp, you have to admit we never had a pure euphoria phase. Every big move for BTC has seen a greater pullback, but no funds are flowing to other coins. What I'm saying is we don't really have a very extended altcoin season. Oh, I have to load up the thing. Okay, wait. Like even the dominance of others, this since 2024. Yeah, you did have a break of structure. Oh shit. Okay. I got the thing loaded up now. All right. Check it out, boys. So, looking at the 1 minute on the Binance futures for BTC price, you see a couple of big boy buying here. Maybe it's not a bad idea to actually long here, play stops here, because their stop loss should be below here. But the previous 1 minute candles seem very strong, actually. Not yet, not yet. No trigger yet, maybe. Couple of sells here. Big sell here. Not yet. Delta is net positive, seems. CVD. Net positive for the day. Yeah, maybe actually go for a long right now. Stops here. I think instead of looking at structure, put the stop loss below the big boy bubble. That's how order flow traders do it. Damn. Okay, 30 minutes, I guess. Let's see. 4,899 my selling zone for gold. Damn, Anita Cho already sold everything? All your Milady's token sold also? So no crypto holding, huh, BetaBot? Thought about Trove Market ICO pool, ICO rug pool. Yeah, I saw them talking about it, but I don't know what is Trove. So I think the best way to like avoid getting rugged is just forget about looking at new projects. But I saw the scandal was they raised at 20 mil FDV, but the ICO is at 1 mil FDV. So there were already JEETs. Decent absorption. Actually, I'll go for a long now. Yeah, fuck it. Vogue it. Target 50%. We didn't had euphoria phase because this time VC's money is only flowing into AI. Yup. Okay, wait. Let me give this a shot. Not bad risk to reward. Okay, there, we're in. We'll look at the order flow. also. I'll just place my stop loss below their bubbles. 88,600 is your limit buy. I'm just gonna be scalping this move because this is very overextended. Okay. A lot of bubbles. Don't fail me now. Bullish absorption. Do your thing. In Bing X, you'll get wrecked by V's. Why no variational? Nah, Bing X is great. It's fantastic. I rotated all my Mon tokens to LBTC because my Mon's daily rev is criminally low compared to FDV. Yeah, I already got out soon after we got the airdrop. I knew it. It had just gone up a tad bit more, but now it's below how much we got for the airdrop. So, and country's money is flowing into shiny rocks. India was one of the biggest silver importer in last 3 months. Copper too, I heard. Copper might be worth building position for. So, what do you mean? Come on, Bill 50. The conviction of these 4 bubbles, they're my goats. I stand behind them. Yeah, but you know, manufacturing is going up now, especially with TSMC setting up in Japan. I think a lot of big companies are expanding their manufacturing operations. So copper is one of the most used materials. Can we get more big boys stepping in, please? Please. Old people getting rich on gold. I hope that won't be the case for us alt holders. By the time we're old is when all the alts come back towards their previous all-time high. Yeah, I saw. That is crazy. The goat scalper himself, Fabiano. I want to read order flow like he does. But I would like to see him use order flow to trade crypto because he's trading only Nasdaq. But that was insane, man. 19R. I think it was 25K, right? The profit. Goated. He just held, and trailed his stop loss behind the bubbles. That's what he does. No shot. Mm-mm-mm.
Using ChatGPT like Google? That's why it feels useless. And try this instead.
So, this is how I became the most dangerous person in the room. One habit changed everything. I replaced
They're in
screen
drawdown
time
now.
with micro learning. Now, instead of wasting time on social media, I spend
Think we got stopped
15
out here.
minutes a day actually learning how to use AI for writing, planning, brainstorming, the real work.
Oh,
That's it, just one
they said,
step a
hold
day.
up.
This is the 28
Hold
day
up.
AI
CBD
challenge
not moving.
for beginners over 40. Starts tomorrow. Tap the screen to join us and try the one habit that really makes you unstoppable.
Running breaks your joints. Tai Chi builds them back. After 50, you need that. In 1 week, you'll see your energy. In 2 weeks, you'll feel your breath. In 3 weeks, you'll have energy and your wife won't believe your results. Here is the personalized plan of short Tai Chi workouts tailored for beginners over 50. It takes just 7 minutes per day. Beginner friendly and requires no equipment. You can work out anytime, anywhere.
What happens if my
A lot of
husband
cells.
starts Tai Chi tomorrow?
How old is he?
He is 56.
Perfect. By the end of September, you might not even recognize him.
But what if he hasn't worked out in years?
That's even better. Tai Chi was built for men over 50.
Isn't the gym better?
GG.
The gym breaks you. Tai Chi
Wants to go
builds you
lower.
and makes you lose weight faster than in your 20s.
Does he need any equipment?
It's all good. But hey, boys, tune in to the stream every day. I know you guys are tired of the market, but that's why we're here. We show up every day. Now, I think a lot of people on CT has already given up just looking at the sentiment. But hey, we're here, streaming every day, and just get our hopes up, right? What are some good patterns which you might think could be good confluence and support, like with double bottom? I'm building an indicator. That's why I'm asking. Just structure shift, the one I talked about. This is my go-to. All my trades look the same. It's just this. I don't know if you'll be able to code it like that, because it's quite subjective. Entry here, stops here, take profit there. 50% of the move for longs, and then same for shorts, but on the opposite side, like that. Here, entry, stop loss, target. That's good confidence. Oh yeah, this is for support, yes. But if you're talking about like traditional ones, like the names, double bottom, we actually have a cheat sheet on boxmining.com. I remember writing these long time ago. Bullish chart patterns. Ascending triangles, falling wedges, double bottom, rounding bottom. What? Bull flag and pennant. Those are the chart patterns for bullish. Bearish, you got the head and shoulders. I mean, just remember there has to be context behind these patterns. Don't just take the trade based off of you see that pattern playing out. So triangle, right? Basically the opposite of the bullish chart patterns. Yeah, but only on high time frame, where you have most amount of context. Oh, this one, Michael even wrote one himself in 2023. Yeah, you can check this out, note. Was it too hasty to enter that long? Maybe break this high, then retest. This would have been better, because this is too overextended. All right, we're gonna end the stream here. Boys, take good care of yourselves. Remember to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, join our Discord if you haven't already. We got an amazing community there full of talented traders. Link is in the description. My name is Ron, Sean and I.